Hi and welcome to a new episode of your weekly medical TV show on Alkarma TV, White Coat. Today we'll continue talking about the 21st century epidemic, which is diabetes mellitus. Diabetes is a chronic, lifelong condition that affects your body's ability to use the energy and glucose that's in food. Almost in the United States of America now, 9% are diabetics, and that's according to 2015 statistics. In our previous episodes, we talked about the relation between obesity and diabetes, different types of diabetes, symptoms and signs of the disease. Today, we'll focus more on how we diagnose and how we treat. Today, also, we will discuss all the lines of medication and the lines of treatment that's used in the treatment plan for any diabetic patient. It would be my pleasure and honor today to welcome back in White Coat one of the outstanding physicians in Southern California, Dr. Fariborz to talk to us and teach us more about the topic. And as you know by now, for interaction with the program, you can send in all your questions and concerns to our official Facebook page, White Coat Alkarma TV, or if you want to interact with my guest directly today, with any question regarding the topic, you can call the numbers that will be shown on the screen at any time during the episode. أعزائي مشاهدي قنوات الكرمة وأعزائي مشاهدي برنامجكم الطبي الأسبوعي على شاشات قنوات الكرمة وايت كوت، بحب أرحب بيكم في حلقة جديدة. النهاردة الحقيقة هنكمل سلسلة موضوعاتنا اللي ابتديناها عن مرض السكر. زي ما وعدنا حضراتكم إن احنا هنعمل سلسلة حلقات عن الموضوع ده، لأنه موضوع طويل جدا، كبير جدا، كتير من الناس متأثرة بيه. زي ما بقول دايما في كل الحلقات، دايما الإحصائيات في الشرق الأوسط ما بتبقاش دقيقة قوي، ولكن إحصائيات في دولة زي الولايات المتحدة هنا بتقول إنه 9% من السكان بيعانوا من مرض السكر. يعني تقريبا 1 من كل 11 بيعاني من المرض ده. زي ما قلنا الحلقة اللي فاتت، مرض السكر ممكن يكون واحد من أسهل الأمراض اللي موجودة، وممكن يبقى واحد من أصعب الأمراض. اللي بيحدد ده هو المريض نفسه. طريقة ان هو ياخد علاجه بشكل منتظم، انه يحافظ على طريقة اكله، انه يحافظ على لو يقدر يتحرك او يعمل تمارين رياضية خفيفة كل يوم، بتعمل فرق كبير جدا في حياة البيشنت. زي ما احنا عرفنا المرات اللي فاتت وركزنا تقريبا على مدار 3 حلقات، اقدر اقول ان احنا ركزنا ايه هي انواع مرض السكر. اتكلمنا عن النوع الاول، اتكلمنا عن النوع الثاني، اتكلمنا عن النوع اللي بيجي أثناء الحمل، اتكلمنا حتى على النوع اللي بيجي نتيجة بعض الأدوية، وناقشنا إيه هي الأدوية اللي ممكن تؤدي للإصابة بمرض السكر. ممكن نكون بناخدها الحالات تانية، ولكن بتؤدي للإصابة بمرض السكر بشكل عام. اتكلمنا كمان على الأعراض، وحاولنا نفهم حضراتكم أكتر إزاي نقدر نعمل عنه كشف بطريقة مبكرة، لأنه ده كمان شيء مهم جدا. النهاردة ودي حاجة يعني حلقة بتبقى رائعة جدا، لأنه هنركز بس على الأدوية. النهاردة هنركز إيه هي، إزاي نشخص بسرعة، هنعدي عليها بسرعة جدا عفوا. وبعد كده هنتكلم على كل الأدوية اللي موجودة في كل الأسواق، سواء في مصر أو هنا في الولايات المتحدة أو في الشرق الأوسط بشكل عام. فحضراتكم جهزوا كل أسئلتكم. زي ما حضراتكم عارفين دلوقتي، أي سؤال تبعتوه لنا على صفحتنا الرئيسية على الفيسبوك وايت كوت الكرمة تي في. هنستقبل أسئلة حضراتكم أثناء الحلقة. حاجة مهمة كمان، لو حضراتكم ليكوا أسئلة عايزين تتواصلوا بيها مع الضيف بشكل مباشر، أي سؤال عن أي دواء موجود في العالم خاص بمرض السكر هنتكلم عليه النهاردة في حلقتنا، وهنفهم حضراتكم إمتى يتاخد، أعراضه الجانبية إيه، إزاي نتعامل مع أعراضه الجانبية لو حصلت. وفي الجزء الأخير من الحلقة هنتكلم على حاجة مهمة جدا، الإنسولين. كتير من الناس بتتخيل ان انا لو ابتديت على انسولين ان هي دي نهاية العالم، والحقيقة انه ده مش صح. هنصحح المفهوم ده، وهنوري حضراتكم احيانا فوائد انه البيشنت يبقى على انسولين، بدل ما نقعد نجرب 4-5 انواع من الادوية ونحط حاجات كتير مع بعض. هنتكلم مع الانسولين، انواعه، طرق استخدامه، احسن يعني طريقة لاستخدام الانسولين بشكل عام، وكمان الحاجات اللي بنحرص عليها أو أي مريض سكر بيحرص عليها أثناء استخدامه للإنسولين بشكل عام. تبقى حلقة رائعة جدا. هيكون معايا واحد من أحسن الناس اللي بتتكلم على الموضوع ده في جنوب كاليفورنيا، دكتور فاريبورز. واحد من أحسن الناس، كان ضيفنا المرة اللي فاتت وجالنا فيدباك من حضراتكم رائع جدا على الحلقة. متحمس جدا لحلقة النهاردة. جهزوا أسئلتكم، عن اي دواء لمرض السكر هيكون معانا النهارده. زي ما انا قلت ابعتوا لنا على الفيسبوك او تكلمونا عن طريق الارقام اللي موجوده على الشاشه. متحمس جدا للحلقه دي زي ما قلت، ويلا بينا على طول نبتدي فقرات برنامجنا النهارده من برنامجكم وايت كوت.
Are you tired of being overweight? Do you suffer from diabetes? Do you suffer from hypertension? Do you suffer from obstructive sleep apnea? Do you suffer from hypercholesterolemia? Have you suffered from heart attacks in the past? Strokes in the past? Are you tired of being ostracized in public? Well, I have a solution for you. Robotic bariatric surgery. This can completely change your life. I'm Dr. Bobby Baskerau. I'm a robotic bariatric surgeon. I do robotic weight loss surgery, which can completely change your life. I offer 3 different types of surgeries that can completely change your life. The sleeve gastrectomy, the lap band, and the Roux-en-Y gastric bypass. One thing that's very unique about our program is that we have a dietitian, and you will get counseled on what to eat, what not to eat, and how to optimize the utilization of your tool for good weight loss.
Hi and welcome to the first episode of White Coat. I'm Tamer, Meshel, the host of the new show White Coat.
And people began to drink alcohol as a social lubricant, and from there they began to misuse it, and they abuse it.
Not focus so much on the chemical and think more of the brain. In other words, the person.
Behavioral interventions are crucial. What we have to recognize is a non-judgmental, loving, compassionate support.
The best way to treat addiction is to prevent it, okay? So be very mindful, be educated, work with a doctor that knows what they're prescribed.
I would hope through programs like yours, getting the word out, that people understand it's not that they're bad people, it's just that they're ill.
Take care of your sleep if you want to sleep. Go to bed at about the same time every day.
Most of our communities across the country are struggling in one way or another with drugs. It affects our level of productivity, it affects our kids in schools.
You don't want to take anybody for granted. I mean, Henry and I, for instance, when he does the dishes every night, which he loves to do for some reason, I always thank him.
We can have excellent diabetes control, and we can prevent most complications if we start early enough.
To discontinue any sugary drinks or only have 1 cup a day. Number 2, be aware of your calories.
Thank you for your overwhelming support and your wonderful interaction with White Coat.
Hello, my name is Dr. Fariborz Shams. I was originally born and raised in Tehran, Iran. I moved to the United States in 1976 and actually moved to Anaheim. I started my high school here in Anaheim, Lower High School, and graduated from high school. Moved on and went to University of California, Irvine. I'm coming from a background of physician from generation and generation going back about at least 200 years. I have had every family member from the kings of Iran until me being a physician. So being a doctor have always been in my blood, and I have always looked up to my uncle, who was a great orthopedic surgeon back in Iran, and moved to Anaheim too. I finished up my undergraduate at UCI and basically moved on to Kansas City, Missouri. And I did my osteopathic medical education and graduated with the Doctor of Osteopathy from Kansas City. And that's when I moved to Detroit, Michigan to do my residency. I did 3 years of internal medicine residency, and that's where I met my beautiful wife, Salma, who was actually, I was the chief resident at that time, and she was starting her residency program. After I finished my chief residency at Michigan, I became board certified and moved back to where I started in Anaheim. And the hospital that I'm working with is West Anaheim. And interesting, this is the hospital that when I was going to high school, I used to work as a phlebotomist. Now I came back as a physician. I've been working here since 1995 in the hospital. Have been through a lot of different roles. With the latest one, I'm chief of staff at the hospital. And my wife actually came and joined me in internal medicine. She's an internist also. Now we have this practice in Anaheim. And my goal have always been to take care of the patient. And one of the requirements that I talk to my patient about is I consider them as my own family, and I want them to feel like they are part of me. We have a very good relationship with each and every one of my patients. I've been taking care of them ever since they were kids. Now for 25 years, they're adult, and it's always been a joy. And that's a reward that I get. Other things that I have been doing here, about 4 years ago, I started internal medicine residency program at West Anaheim. Ever since I came to Anaheim, I really wanted to give back to the community, to help people. These doctors taught me, and I thought this is my responsibility now to teach them. So I have started a residency program, internal medicine 3-year residency program, and I have already have 2 graduate class. We're going into the 3rd year resident, and I'm happy to say they're outstanding. They have gotten fellowship position. They have started other practices throughout the country, and we're becoming top-notch, one of the best internal residence program. I have been always there, and I'm looking forward to be here again and taking care of all my family members in Anaheim. A few weeks ago, I was contacted from White Coat TV and to be talking and maybe reaching out to more patients, trying to help as much as I can. And I was very receptive. This is in line with what I do believe in, to giving back to community, to giving back to the people and helping people out. And I really like the idea, and I'm very enthused to do that. See you on White Coat on Alkarma TV.
اهلا بحضراتكم في حلقتنا النهارده من وايت كوت. هنتكلم زي ما انا قلت، هدخل على طول في الموضوع لانه الموضوع رائع جدا. هنتكلم ميديكيشنز بس، هنتكلم علاج بس، ادويه، كل السايد افكتس. هنتكلم كمان ايه هو انسب بيشنت لكل نوع علاج وكل نوع تريتمنت. هنتكلم كمان ايه هي الاعراض الجانبيه بتاع كل دواء، ازاي نتعامل معاها. الحقيقه انا يعني الحلقات دي بتعجبني جدا لانه يعني بنلامس الناس دايركت، بنجاوب اسئلتهم دايركت، لانه جاي لي اسئله كتير جدا على انواع مختلفه من علاج المرض السكر بشكل عام، ويعني تفاعل حضراتكم الحقيقه رائع. هنحاول نجاوب على الاسئله دي طول ما احنا ماشيين. It's my pleasure and honor today to welcome back one of the outstanding physicians in Southern California, Dr. Fariborz Shams. Welcome back in White Coat.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Shams, last time we discussed like diagnosis, symptoms, and signs, and different types of diabetes. So today we'll talk about treatment. But
Yes.
before we talk about treatment, let's remind our viewers about the diagnostic criteria for diabetes.
Okay, so there is revised diagnosis criteria. Now, fasting blood sugar, we have three, as last time we went over it, there's three different categories: normal, pre-diabetic, and actual diabetes. And if you have a fasting blood sugar less than 100,
Slide 2.
that will be considered as normal. And for pre-diabetic, if it's in the range of 100 to 126, that's when we call it just before you become diabetic. That's the area that we need to concentrate and try to help so we do not move to diabetes stage, which is the last stage. Is if your fasting blood sugar is above 126. Now, the thing with diabetic is the 2 hours after you eat food.
Okay.
If the blood sugar, your body, the normal non-diabetic patient will have blood sugar. Pancreas can bring the blood sugar down to less than 140. If you're pre-diabetic, that range is between 140 to 200.
Okay.
And with diabetic patient, the pancreas is not able to bring the blood sugar. And as you can see, slide 2, that have to be greater than 200.
Okay.
So that's the revised diagnosis criteria.
So any patient over 200, automatically he's diabetic. We don't need confirmation.
You do not need confirmation. Yes.
الحقيقه زي ما سالت دكتور شمس عشان بس هنراجع بسرعه ايه هي الارقام او الكرايتيريا، الخصائص اللي انا اقدر اقف عندها واقول ان البيشنت ده ابتدى بيبقى مريض سكر، او المرحله اللي قبل مرض السكر اللي هي بنسميها متلازمه الايض. كل ده مهم جدا الناس تبقى عارفاه. هعدي عليه بسرعه زي ما حضراتكم شفتوا في السلايدز. بناخد حاجه اسمها السكر الصايم، اللي هو هنشوفه دلوقتي في السلايدز معانا، اللي هو لو حضرتك صمت لمده 7 أو 8 ساعات من غير اكل، لو السكر بتاع حضرتك اقل من 100، ودي موجوده على العمود الشمال. لو انت حضرتك اقل من 100 بتبقى حضرتك ما فيش اي سكر. من لو حضرتك كنت من 100 ل 126 يبقى حضرتك في مرحله قبل مرض السكر. لو اكتر من 126 وحضرتك صايم يبقى حضرتك مريض سكر اكيد. برضو في حاجه اسمها بناخد السكر بعد ساعتين من الاكل. لو اقل من 140 يبقى حضرتك نورمال، مفيش اي مشاكل. من 140 ل 200 يبقى حضرتك في المرحله اللي هي قبل مرض السكر او اللي بنسميها متلازمه الايض. اكتر من 200 حضرتك بتتشخص اوتوماتيك كمريض سكر، وده بيبتدي بتطلبه علاج. المرحله اللي قبل مرحله السكر لو بنبتدي بدري بنأخر شويه المشاكل اللي بتحصل مع مرض السكر بشكل عام. So now we talked about the diagnostic criteria, the treatment goals. As a diabetic patient, what are the numbers that I should reach, or my goal numbers?
And that's a very good question. You know, when we know we get diagnosis with diabetic, so what are we going to do about it now? What is the goal? And everybody should have a goal of what knowledge and how to get to the goal. So if we go to slide 3, the fasting blood sugar, glucose should be, when you wake up in the morning, you check your blood sugar, should be less than 130. So anywhere between 90 to 130 is a good goal to have when you wake up fasting in the morning.
Okay.
There is something called hemoglobin A1C.
Okay.
That's the thing that will averages the blood sugar over last 90 days.
Okay.
It's just like you check your blood sugar every day and then divide it and you get average. And that number is below 7. It's a pretty good conservative goal to have. Your hemoglobin A1C should be less than 7. Your peak after you eat food, and again, I want to reiterate and tell everybody, 2 hours after eating is very important. 2 hours after eating, your blood sugar should be less than 180. Okay. That's a very important goal to look at. Other things for goals for diabetic people is watch for blood pressure. Your blood pressure should be less than 130 over 80.
So I'll stop you here. If I'm a diabetic patient, my worries shouldn't be only about my blood sugar. I have to focus on other stuff.
Absolutely.
And I will borrow your sentence here before I let you finish.
Yeah.
Diabetes can be the worst disease ever, or can be the best disease ever, can be put under control. If you allow me to borrow this sentence.
Please, by all means.
So what else should I worry about if I'm a diabetic patient beside my hemoglobin A1C and my blood glucose level?
You know, that's a very good, excellent question. And as I said last time, diabetic people, it affects everything in the body, from your hair to the toe.
Okay.
Diabetic is not only you just worry about the sugar, my sugar is good, and that's it, I'm not worried about anything else. And that is the wrong way of thinking. You have to think of it as whole global.
Package.
Your blood pressure, your cholesterol level, triglyceride, good cholesterol, bad cholesterol, you have to have this package to be able to be healthy.
Okay.
Sugar is the most important thing, but if you don't have the whole package, you can't put it together. So
Right.
it's a really important fact, and that's a great question.
Okay, so what are my other goals beside the blood glucose?
And again, on slide 3, we'll go over that the blood pressure is very important. Blood pressure should be below 130. 130 over 80, you should really concentrate. The higher the blood pressure is, the worse on your vascular system, and you don't want that. As far as the cholesterol, there is two kind of cholesterol. We have good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. Your good cholesterol is HDL cholesterol.
Okay.
And that, for diabetic, is mandatory, or anybody have to be above 40.
Okay.
So if your good cholesterol or HDL, that C is greater than 40, that have to be. For the bad cholesterol is called LDL.
Okay.
LDL, your bad cholesterol should be less than 100. The newest guideline coming out very soon, it's going to go down to 70.
Yeah.
It's going to be even tighter than what it is now.
So it's going to be harder.
Oh, it's going to be, well, yeah, again, diabetic, it's not as easy as that's why I said it's the best disease to have and it's the worst disease to have. You can control it with just like exercise. You can build muscle. It's a hard thing to do, but you can achieve it.
Right.
And you really need to shoot for LDL of 70, even though right now it's 100, but I will say go down to 70. As far as triglyceride, which is the fat in the bloodstream, I like it to be less than 150. And if you shoot for that goal and your blood sugar is good, you're in a pretty good shape. So this is a whole package that you have to have.
So that's what I always say, like, you can always develop good habits or bad habits. It's your decision to pick which one. But it takes time to develop.
Absolutely, and you live with it. With the decision you make, the consequence is yours.
Okay. الحقيقة زي ما قال دكتور شمس، احنا لما بنيجي نتعامل مع مرض السكر، وده الحقيقة أنا عايز أرسخه في ذهن حضراتكم جدا، أو اللي منكم يعني مرضى السكر، إن احنا ما بنتعاملش بس مع مرض السكر على أساس إنه نسبة الجلوكوز قد إيه ونسبة الهيموجلوبين أو A1C اللي هو بنسميه السكر التراكمي. معروف عند كل المرضى السكر إيه هو الرقم التراكمي أو السكر التراكمي. احنا بنتعامل مع مرض بيأثر على كل أعضاء جسمنا، بيأثر على القلب، بيأثر على الكليتين. فلما أجي أقول أنا عندي هدف عايز أوصل له كمريض سكر، بقول إنه في أهداف كتير قوي لازم أحققها. رقم واحد إن أنا دايما أحافظ على سكري الصايم ما بين 90 ل 130. لو شفنا برضو مع حضراتكم الأرقام عشان يعني تبقى أسهل لحضراتكم بكتير. دايما سكر الصايم يبقى من 90 ل 130. السكر التراكمي أو الرقم التراكمي اللي هو A1C يبقى أقل من 7%. عمر ما سكري يعلى بأي حال من الأحوال بعد أي أكل عن 180. كمان من لأنه السكر بيسبب كتير قوي من أزمات القلب، لازم أحافظ على ضغطي طول الوقت ما بين 130 على 80. الرقم ده دايما أبقى حواليه. كمان أحافظ على معدلات الدهون في جسمي، سواء معدلات الدهون منخفضة الكثافة زي ما قال دكتور شمس إنه دلوقتي وصلت ل 100، والترندز الجديدة أو الجايد لاينز الجديدة بتقول إن إحنا كمان لازم ننزلها ل 70. الترايجليسرايد أو الدهون الثلاثية أحافظ عليها طول الوقت تحت 150. والكوليسترول الكويس أو الدهون عالية الكثافة اللي بنسميها أنا آسف ال HDL لازم نخليها فوق ال 40 طول الوقت. فإذا الهدف بتاعي كمريض سكر مش بس إن أنا طول الوقت أحافظ على أرقام السكر بتاعي والسكر التراكمي باكج على بعضها زي ما قال دكتور شمس، لازم أحافظ على كل الأرقام دي. مهم جدا إن حضراتكم تبقوا واعيين لفكرة إنه ده مرض على بعضه، ما بيتاخدش بس حاجة كل شوية. So we talked about the diagnosis, we talked about our goals, let's treat. And treat is not always, the pill is not the answer all the time. There is other stuff beside the pill. So what else before we start the patient on medication that we can follow as a treatment?
Yes. Again, diabetes is extremely manageable. You can, as you very well said, you make a decision and you live by the consequences.
Right.
If you really are dedicated and you're determined to take care of yourself and take care of your diabetes, you can do it. And nobody's going to say it's easy, but it's doable. It's your life. So what I tell my patient is the first thing I like to start you guys with is diet and exercise.
Okay.
Diet, after all, what you eat, what you put in your mouth is what's going to turn into sugar. It's either simple sugar or complex sugar, but it's going to turn into sugar, and your blood sugar will go up. So it's a decision that you have to make. So diet is very, very important. You really need to be conscientious to keep your blood sugar, fasting blood sugar, and 2 hours after, as we went over, eating under the range I said before, and actually decrease your fat intake, lipid, cholesterol, you know, things are fatty, you know, you need to prevent not taking those things. And slide number 5 will show that maintaining the diet is really, really important in that respect. The question I always get is,
what should I eat?
What should I eat? Exactly. I mean,
like you're telling me, okay, to have a good diet, what should I eat?
Exactly. And, you know, I tell people, you know, keep it simple.
Right.
If it's really tastes good and it feels good and you like it, don't eat it.
Don't
it's not
eat
good
it.
for you.
Very simple.
It's very simple. But, you know,
slide 6 has all the food.
Slide 6 has all the food. That's the joke. But one thing I have to say is I do believe in quality of life as opposed to quantity of life. I have to be realistic. I cannot demand my patient to basically don't touch anything at all, don't even look at it, don't smell it. That's unrealistic, and that's not, they will not, nobody can do that.
Right.
That's not. So a little bit modest here and there, it's a good thing to have. It keeps you in track to how to manage your blood sugar, how to decrease your intake. Again, diet is really, really important. So I'd like to go over the slide number 6, which shows the things, as I said, that you should avoid.
Okay.
And again, everything that tastes good and looks good, like candy, cookie, cake, ice cream, pies, all these things, yes, of course, they taste good, feels good, but you know, if you have it once a week, once every other week, you know, that's okay. That's fine. And,
but in moderation.
In moderation. It's moderation. And this day and age, everywhere we have sugar-free. So
right.
it's really not that difficult to do.
Okay.
If you have put your mind to it, you can absolutely, definitely do that.
Okay.
The other component of diabetic control, non-pharmacological, is the physical activity. As I said at the beginning, it's diet and exercise. Body is very interesting. The body only could use sugar. It's like a fuel, it's like a car, you put gas in the car. So the more activity you do, the more you drive your car, the more gas you use. And that's what the body does too. The more activity you do, the more exercise you do, you bring your sugar down, you burn those sugar. So it's basically just like a drug. It controls the sugar, and that's part of the equation.
Since you mentioned physical activity, we have one of the questions on Facebook, diabetic patient having peripheral neuropathy for 12 years, so he's asking you what kind of exercise you want me to do.
Excellent question, very good question. I'm happy you asked that. What I recommend, the best kind of exercise is non-bearing exercise.
Okay.
What are those things? Swimming is one of the best invented exercise. If it's possible, I know winter time is coming and it's cold, but there is indoor, swimming would be the best thing to do. The other thing is biking. You use all the leg muscle, which are big muscle, and uses up a lot of glucose, calories. So bicycling is really good. With the people who have diabetic neuropathy, they have pain and sensory that is affected, and that's the running and stuff is not as easy as doing. That's why I recommend doing bicycling or doing swimming or stationary things that you do. Just by using your muscle, it uses up a lot of sugar.
Okay. أستاذ سامي الحقيقة اللي بعت لنا السؤال بيسأل إن هو مريض سكر بقاله 12 سنة عنده peripheral neuropathy أو التهاب في الأعصاب الطرفية، فبيقول أنتوا قاعدين بتقولوا يعني إن إحنا نعمل exercise وphysical activity. إيه نوع الإكسرسايز اللي يعملها مريض عنده التهاب في الأعصاب الطرفية؟ دكتور شمس قال له حاجتين مهمين جدا، السباحة بشكل عام وركوب الدراجات بيبقى مفيد. لمرضى البريفرال نيوروباثي السباحة أحسن حاجة. وقال لي السباحة لأنه بيزيكلي أنت ما بتعتمدش على وزنك، لأنه كلنا بنبقى وزننا خفيف جدا في المية، وبالتالي كمان ما بتحطش حمل على المفاصل بتاع حضرتك. بكده كنت أتمنى إن احنا نجاوبنا على سؤال أستاذ سامي. سؤالي لدكتور شمس كمان إنه مرضى السكر بيتخيلوا إن العلاج دايما بيبقى في الأدوية أو الحبوب. إيه تاني طرق العلاج؟ فقال رقم واحد إنه مرضى السكر لازم يتفهموا فكرة انه الاكل، طريقه الاكل، وكمان زي التمارين الخفيفه اللي احنا قلناها بتبقى دي الاساس. يعني مثلا ممكن نستخدم السلم بدل الاسانسير، الحاجه اللي نمشي في اليوم 20 دقيقه، الحاجات البسيطه دي بتفرق قوي في التمارين الرياضيه. كمان طرق الاكل، هو قال اي حاجه شكلها حلو وطعمها حلو حاولوا تتجنبوها، او ناكلها مثلا كل اسبوع او 2 باعتدال. ده بيبقى مهم جدا جدا جدا. عشان بس وقتنا هنزل لحضراتكم جدول الاكل اللي ايه ممكن يتاكل مع مرضى السكر، ايه اللي ممكن ما يتاكلش مع مرضى السكر، لانه ده بيبقى مهم جدا جدا جدا. Now let's talk medications then. So what do we have before we get to the insulin? We have oral medications. So when we talk about oral medications, let's talk about the classes of those medications, and let's talk by each class independently.
Yeah, and that's an important thing. Again, I want to reiterate to everybody to know that, please, diet and exercise is the first line. Don't jump to the medication.
Perfect.
Every medication has side effect. Doesn't matter what it is, there is side effect.
There is no good medication.
There is not, still working on it. There is no good medication. Your body have the best pharmacy.
Okay.
And I think you should always do diet and exercise. The other important point is make sure you monitor your sugar and write it down. Your doctor needs that to guide him or her how to treat your diabetic. You need to write down sometimes fasting blood sugar, and please always remember 2 hours after eating. It's either 2 hours before breakfast, 2 hours after dinner, lunch. 2 hours is really, that number is very important to your doctor to see how your goal is achieved. Write it down every single time you go to your doctor. Take that book with you. Take it and show it to them. How your blood sugar has been monitored, how is your blood sugar is been running. That's the way your doctor can gauge if you need medication or add it, delete it, change it. So that is really important. That's a map for your doctor. You have to do that. You have to take that every single time to your doctor.
Okay. So 2 messages you're delivering today. The first one, the pill is not the answer. Diet and exercise are very, very important. We need to settle this today with our viewers. The second one, have your own diary for glucose readings. But again, what happens for those patients of when they take their glucose readings like 18 times a day? They keep chasing their tails. And so how many times a day should they take their glucose?
That is one of the worst things you could do. Do not, what I can say, please do not check your blood sugar every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes. What you're going to do is actually you're going to get yourself excited, your hormones going to go up, and your blood sugar will go up actually. You are doing disservice to yourself. What I tell my patient, if you can do 2 to 3 times a day, first one, fasting blood sugar is good, and then pick a lunch, dinner, and you can always change it around. Or if you want to do it 4 times a day, that's fine. Do 1 fasting, do 2 hours after breakfast, 2 hours after lunch, and 2 hours after dinner. You do not need anything more than 4 times a day. Blood sugar is way too much, and not only it hurts poking yourself, and I don't know who would like to keep poking themselves 100 times a day, but then it's psychologically, it increases your hormone, you get nervous, anxious, and blood sugar just jumps up. So do not do that. Don't do your blood sugar more than 3 to 4 times a day. Always have 1 fasting, and always have 1 2 hours after any meals.
Okay.
That's the key.
One of the advices too we give the patients, do not take the first drop of blood, right?
Yeah, that is the new machine now. You could do it, but in general, it's better to just discard one drop, and then just second drop, you just put one drop, and that's it. You get it within a second. So.
Okay. شوية نصايح حلوة جدا، نركز بقى مع بعض عشان دول من المسجات الأساسية النهاردة أو من الرسائل الأساسية النهاردة اللي احنا عايزين نوصلها ونرسخها مع حضراتكم. رقم واحد، إنه الحبوب دايما مش هي الإجابة زي ما قلنا. ازاي تاكل، ازاي تعمل تمارين رياضية خفيفة. رقم اتنين وده المهم جدا، انه كمان تحتفظ بمفكرة عند حضرتك فيها قراياتك اليومية في السكر. زي ما دكتور شمس قال، مش لازم نعمل 50 مرة في اليوم، ولكن اتليست 3-4 مرات في اليوم، مرة صايم وساعتين بعد كل وجبة، عشان نقدر ناخد حكم صح. ولازم تاخد المفكرة اليومية دي او قرايات السكر بتاعك معاك لكل ميعاد دكتور، عشان يقدر يحكم من خلال الارقام دي الدنيا ماشيه ازاي، اذا محتاج يظبط اي ادويه او كل الحاجات دي. حاجه ثالثه مهمه جدا، الناس اللي بتاخد سكرها في البيت، دايما حضرتك لما تشك نفسك الشكه الاولى، اول نقطه دم تمسحها، ما تاخدهاش او ما تحطهاش في الستراب نفسها. تاني نقطه دم هي دي اللي بناخدها معظم الوقت، لانه بتبقى القرايات بتاعتها ادق. هقول تاني، بعد ما نشك نفسنا ما ناخدش اول نقطه دم نمسحها، تاني نقطه دم هي قرايتها بتبقى ادق. النصيحه الثالثه والاخيره اللي قالها دكتور شمس، بلاش ناخد قراياتنا 50 مره في اليوم، لانه ده بيزود عندنا فكره القلق بشكل عام، بيزود عندنا هرمون اسمه الكورتيزول، بيزود معدلات السكر بتاعتنا. ففكره ان احنا ناخد السكر بتاعنا 100 مره في اليوم فكره مش كويسه، لانه هيبقى اعلى من الطبيعي لو فضلنا نعمل في نفسنا كده. زائد ان هو قال انه مفيش حد بيحب يشك نفسه 50 مره في اليوم ولا حاجه، ففكره انه 3-4 مرات في اليوم كفايه قوي، مره صايم وساعتين بعد كل اكل. Let's talk medication and pills and oral pills that we can use for diabetic medication.
Everybody wants this oral pill. So there is very many different class of medications, and the first one I like to go over with, and it can be seen in slide 9, is by guanidine class oral medication, and that is like classes of metformin, or people know it as
the metformin
or glucophage, yes, which is pretty common. It's a good drug. The second class of drugs are sulfonylurea drugs that has been out for probably one of the original and been out for a long time, like glyburide, glipizide, and drugs like that. Third one is called TZDs, thiazolidine drugs. Basically, in the United States, we only have Actos, but there is Avandia. These are class of TZD drugs. Okay. We go over this mechanism each one by one, separately. Just want to overview what they are. Megaglide drugs like Prandin are the other class. Yes, Starlex and Clandin. SGL2 drugs like Invokana, Forxiga, the other one. Alpha glucoside inhibitor like Acarbos. We have GLP-1 glucagon-like peptide drugs, agonists like Victoza, Byada, Bydorian, and so far last but not least is DPP-4 dipeptidyl peptide inhibitor like Januvia and Onglyza.
الحقيقه زي ما قال دكتور شمس، هنوري حضراتكم كل الادويه اللي هنتكلم معاها، وده بس له سبب واحد في كل ده، هو فكره انه احنا نوري حضراتكم كل الادويه اللي هنتكلم عليها، عشان لو عندكم اي اسئله تجهزوها لنا، تبعتوها لنا يا اما صفحتنا على الفيسبوك، يا اما اذا عايزين تتكلموا مع ضيفنا النهارده دايركتلي تقدروا حضراتكم تتواصلوا معانا على الارقام اللي موجوده على الشاشه. اول عيله كبيره في عيله ادويه السكر اللي هي بنسميها البيجونايدز، اللي هي الميتفورمين والجلوكوفاج، كمان في الشرق الاوسط السيدوفاج معروف جدا. السلفونيليوريا اللي هي الجليبرايد او الجليبيزايد، وده معروف برضو لكل مرضى السكر بشكل عام. العيله الثالثه اللي بنسميها التي زي ديز اللي هو الافانديا والاكتوز. العيله الرابعه اللي هي البراندكس او البراندين والستارلكس. العيله الخامسه وعيله مشهوره جدا وبدانا نستخدمها بشكل كبير جدا في الفتره الاخيره اللي هي الاس جي ال تي 2 اللي هي الانفوكانا والفارسيجا. عيله الستة عيله قديمه شويه او انواع ادويه قديمه شويه ما بنستخدمهاش كتير، هنقول لحضراتكم ليه، اللي هي الاكربوز، الجي ال بي 1 اجونست اللي هم الفيكتوزا، البايتا، البايدورين. كل الناس الدايابيتكس او اللي عندهم مرض سكر عارفين كل انواع الادويه دي. العيله الاخيره اللي هي الجانوفيا والانجلايزا. يعني بطلب من حضراتكم لو في اي اسئله على كل اي نوع من انواع الميديكيشن دي، حاجتين، صفحتنا الرئيسيه او تكلمونا دايركت على الارقام الموجوده على الشاشه. So let's talk about the first family, the metformin and glucophage. What's the indication, side effects, how to deal with those kind of side effects if it happened?
Yeah, metformin is actually a very good drug. It's the first-line treatment recommended, and it's very low cost. It's covered, and it's pretty effective. The problem with metformin is the side effect of it. And a lot of times what I get from my patient is the GI, basically diarrhea. And I always have to tell them, and I always do that, I start with a very, very low dose, which is probably not going to do much for the diabetes, for the sugar, but what it does, it help your body get accustomed to the medication and decrease the side effect. And always remember, with any sort of medication, my rule is go start low and go slow.
Okay.
When you start the metformin, usual dose is 500 milligram. You go up, I tell them just take half of a dose twice a day for a week or so, then the whole pill twice a day for a week or so. And then again, we go back to the blood sugar that you bring to my office. And when I look at it, I say, okay, let's bump it up a little bit more, and just keep going up. So that will decrease the side effect of the medication. There is always an extended release form too, but sometimes they don't pay for it. It's going to be expensive, but which metformin, regular metformin does very well job, so I use that a lot. The other problem with metformin is malabsorption of vitamin B12. Okay. So you need to be very conscientious, and B12 have a lot of roles from your blood to energy to sensory. So your doctor needs to follow up with that and make sure that you're doing good, you have enough B12 in the system, or else you have to take the supplement.
You have to replace it.
Exactly. Metformin have a cardioprotective effect of it. Also, the only thing with metformin is I tell my patient, that's why I do blood work to make sure if the kidney function goes down, metformin is contraindicated. You should not take metformin.
So if the patient had bad kidney function test in the labs, you should take him off metformin.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Immediately.
Okay. الحقيقه اول كلاس من الميديكيشن زي ما اتكلمنا مع حضراتكم يندرج تحته، او اول عيله هنناقشها النهارده بيندرج تحته 3 انواع من الادويه، جلوكوفاج، ميتفورمين او سيدوفاج، موجود في مصر. زي ما قال دكتور شمس، ميزه الانواع دي من الادويه ان هي تكلفتها ارخص الى حد ما من كل الادويه الثانيه. ليها يعني بعض الاعراض الجانبيه، اهمهم على الاطلاق هو الاحساس او الميل للترجيع والاسهال بشكل عام، بيحصلوا تقريبا مع 30 ل 50% من البيشنتس. بس في الحاله دي بنقلل الدوز بتاع الجلوكوفاج او الميتفورمين، بنحط البيشنت على اقل دوز ممكنه. لو جاله نوع من غممان النفس بنقول له خدها مع الاكل، لانه ده مهم جدا. كمان حاجه مهمه جدا بيعملها الميتفورمين، انه دايما بيقلل معدلات الفيتامين بتاع بي 12 او بي 12 في الجسم، وده طبعا بيزود فكره شويه التهاب الاعصاب الطرفيه اللي بتيجي مع مرضى السكر. فعشان كده كل المرضى او مرضى السكر اللي سامعيننا دلوقتي على ميتفورمين، جلوكوفاج، سيدوفاج، من فضل حضرتك اتاكد ان فيتامين بي 12 او فيتامين بي 12 نسبته متظبطه، والا لازم تاخد فيتامين بي 12 معاه. كمان حاجه مهمه جدا انه المرضى اللي عندهم الكلى بتاعتهم فيها شويه مشاكل مع مرض السكر مش مفروض يبقوا على ميتفورمين او جلوكوفاج او سيدوفاج باي شكل من الاشكال، لانه ده من الحاجات اللي ما تخليش البيشنت المفروض يبقى على الادويه دي. بسرعه مع حضراتكم، اول عيله جلوكوفاج، ميتفورمين، سيدوفاج، من الحاجات الرخيصه جدا. زي ما انا قلت، اذا عملت غممان نفس خدها مع الاكل، اذا عملت اسهال بنقلل الدوز. في كمان اكستندد ريليس او طويل المفعول، ده دكتور شمس قال انه بيبقى شويه اغلى من الحاجات التانية. مهم جدا ان انت تتاكد انه فيتامين بي 12 او بي 12 كويس في جسمك. لو في اي مشاكل في وظائف الكلى بشكل عام حضرتك مش مفروض تبقى على النوع ده من الميديكيشن. كده نبقى قفلنا العيله الاولى او النوع الاول من الادويه. نروح للعيله الثانيه the next class.
And before we go to next class, I like to actually, because all my patients, I like him to know how the medication works.
Okay.
They have to have an understanding,
that's perfect.
And that's very important. I want all, and that's the thing with your doctor, you need to spend time. Okay. You need to sit down and I educate my patient about diabetes and the mechanism of action. With metformin, mostly it works in the liver. Okay. Decrease the production of sugar.
Okay.
So they need to know that. That's why it's important because the side effect of it is with the liver too. So that's a mechanism. I wanted to bring that up because that's related to the second class that we're going to go to, the sulfonylurea. On slide 11, we can see the different generation of the sulfonylurea. Sulfonylurea came out, probably was one of the first medication that came out. There was the first generation that in the United States, I don't believe it's been used at all. And as a matter of fact, the American Diabetic Association now is encouraging most of the doctors to not start the patient. The first line is not sulfonylurea. And if it's possible, avoid it.
Okay.
And because of all the side effects that I'm going to go to. So the second generation of the sulfonylurea are like glyburide, glipizide, and the last one is Ameror or glimepiride. And still a fairly good drug, but because of side effect of it, I really don't use sulfonylurea. The way it works, it stimulates the pancreas to produce more insulin to circulate, and consequently, what that does causes more low blood sugar or hypoglycemia. And the side effect of the hypoglycemia is worse than having high blood sugar.
Right.
That's why I always tell my patient it's a little bit better to be sweeter than bitter. So,
right. As a patient, how would I know the symptoms of hypoglycemia?
Well, that's a very good question that everybody needs to know that because you're the only one who knows and you're going to take care of it and tell your doctor too.
Right.
The first thing is you start getting sweaty. And you're going to have the heartbeat really fast, like your heart is coming out, and this hand becomes shaking. These are all the hormones that your brain, as last time we talked about, brain only uses glucose.
Right.
And when it goes down, it sends a signal, epinephrine, that goes and stimulates the heart to beat fast and the pancreas to the liver to make more glucose. And by that, you start getting the shakiness, sweatiness, heart beating, and you need to let your doctor know. The other thing that I always ask my patient, and I want every audience to know that and talk to the doctor in the middle of the night, if the blood sugar drops, and you should tell your doctor, lately I wake up in the morning and my bed is wet, sweaty, and I have this nightmare, vivid dreams, bad dreams. That is a sign to your doctor that the middle of the night your blood sugar is really low. You have to take something before you go to bed, a little snack, or adjust your medication. Again, that's what the problem with sulfonylurea is, hypoglycemia. Your blood sugar drops, and that's why it's not used as
now,
much.
as a patient, I know the symptoms. How should I deal with it? Because that's very important.
It's very important. There are tablets, sugar tablet that you can get it from your pharmacy that you can put it in your mouth, and from the mouth or saliva, it gets absorbed really fast into the bloodstream. Or I have a patient, if you don't have access to it, just grab a candy and just eat a candy. If you have orange juice at home or oranges, and it's funny that your body craves, once you have that symptoms, it craves oranges for whatever reason. I want to have some oranges. So have an orange or orange juice, put a couple of pack of sugar and drink it. That brings your blood sugar up and your symptoms will go down.
Perfect. الحقيقة العيلة الثانية اللي هنتكلم عليها النهاردة ثلاث أدوية مشهورة قوي، جليبرايد، جليبوزايد، وأميريل. الحقيقة إن النوع ده من أدوية السكر بشكل عام بيشتغل على البنكرياس، بيخليه يفرز انسولين أكتر وبالتالي نحرق سكر أكتر. زي ما دكتور شمس قال إنه النوع ده من الأدوية عنده بس مشكلة إنه بينزل معدلات السكر بشكل كبير جدا، فبيقل معدلات السكر بطريقه كبيره، بتسبب بعض الاعراض. المفروض البيشنت يبقى واعي كويس قوي، او المريض يبقى واعي كويس قوي للاعراض دي، لانها بتفرق جدا. اول ما حضرتك تبتدي تحس انه ايديك ابتدت تترعش، قلبك ابتدى ينبض بسرعه بشكل كبير جدا، وتحس ان انت جسمك ابتدى يسخن، وشك ابتدى يحمر، الحاجات دي كلها معنى كده ان معدلات السكر في جسمك وطيت عن المستوى الطبيعي. زي ما دكتور شمس قال، اسهل حاجه كاندي، اي كاندي جنبك تبتدي تاكله، عصير برتقان، شويه سكر في كوبايه ميه وتشربها. كل ده مهم انه البيشنت يبقى واعي جدا. عشان كده هقول تاني، الثلاث ادويه دول جليبرايد، جليبوزايد، اميريل، ما بنحبهمش قوي لانه بيوطوا معدلات السكر في الجسم بشكل كبير جدا. وزي ما انا قلت لحضراتكم، اعراض نقص السكر المفروض هتبقوا عارفينها، والمفروض تتعاملوا معاها بشكل كبير جدا. What other side effects of this like family of this class of medication that can happen beside the hypoglycemia?
And that's the main, hypoglycemia is the main side effect of it. And basically, patient have weight gain. You can have weight gain with this, impaired renal function, you know, so it's...
so your main concern would be just the low blood sugar?
Low blood sugar is the main concern. And as I said, your body, your brain itself cannot live without sugar. Okay. Unlike anything, any other organ in the body.
كده نكون خلصنا مع حضراتكم اول عيلتين. هقولهم تاني: جلوكوفاج، ميتفورمين، سيدوفاج. العيله الثانيه اللي خلصناها جليبرايد، جليبوزايد، اميريل. هناخد بريك، هنرجع مع حضراتكم تاني نتكلم على كل العلاج دي بشكل عام، لانه مهم جدا ان احنا نعرف كل عيله من الادويه دي، او كل كلاس، او كل نوع من العيله دي. وبعد كده نشوف حضراتكم ايه هي الاعراض الجانبيه بتاعتها، وازاي نتعامل مع الاعراض الجانبيه. هاخد عيله كمان بس قبل ما نطلع فاصل، عشان نبقى تقريبا خلصنا نص الادويه اللي موجوده عندنا، ونخلي النص التاني بعد الفاصل. Third class of medication, the TZDs. What's the indication, side effects? How we deal with the side effects?
TZDs are very good drugs. Again, the mechanism of action, it works on 3 different sides. That's why it's been used a lot. It directly works on a cell to decrease the insulin resistance. So what happens is the body, your cell will take up the sugar much better. Number 1, it works on pancreas also to secrete more insulin. That's number 2. And the third one, it goes to the liver and decrease the production of sugar. So it have 3 different sides that TZD works, and it's a pretty good medication. Doesn't cause the hypoglycemia, low blood sugar, that the sulfonylurea usually does.
So it's euglycemic status. It doesn't cause like hypoglycemia.
Correct. And those are all, you can, slide 12 will show the mechanism of action of it. And
slide 12.
Hypoglycemia, it's not really metabolized by the kidney, so we really need not to worry about that. One of the problem with TZDs is the weight gain. Okay. The weight gain is not actually the fat gain, is the water. It causes reabsorption of the water, and one of the biggest side effects that I have to cut back on my patient is the leg becomes swollen, and that causes a problem. So that's one of the biggest side effects with the TZD. Second thing is anemia. Of course, bone fracture, which the hypothesis is as you gain more weight, well, you have more stress on your bones, so you're prone to have more bone fractures. So, and very rarely, I have not seen bladder cancer, but that has been reported also as a side effect.
I have a question here. It seems like he's a doctor. He's saying we know for a fact it caused some cases of congestive heart failure. What brought it back to the market? It seems like he's a doctor.
Yes, and that is true, actually. As I said, one of the side effects of it is reabsorption of the water. And congestive heart failure, all it means is, doesn't mean that your heart is failed. It means that your heart doesn't pump as good, fluid overload, and that is one of the side effects of it. Okay. But again, as everything else, there is side effect with every single medication. You have to do the benefit, risk and benefit on that. And TZDs are a good drug in the United States. As I said, we only have Actos now. Avandia is not available, but they're both good drugs and they both work good if you work with your doctor. It does help. You can manage your water with other diuretic.
Water intake.
And water intake and medication and stuff. And if your cardiac status is good, you shouldn't really go into congestive heart failure.
So metformin and glucophage, if your renal function is not good, stay away.
Stay away.
This one, if you have any cardiac issues or heart issues, just stay away from that.
Just stay away. It's safer to do that. Yeah, that's true.
ثالث عيلة الحقيقة هنتكلم عليها النهاردة اللي هم اتنين يعني دوايين مشهورين قوي في السوق، حاجة اسمها الأفانديا، حاجة اسمها الأكتوز. والحقيقة الاتنين دول ليهم بعض الأعراض الجانبية، أهمهم على الإطلاق هي زيادة الوزن. وزي ما دكتور شمس قال، زيادة الوزن دي مش جاية من الدهون، ولكن هي جاية من تراكم المية. أحيانا مرضى كتير جدا على الأكتوز وعلى الأفانديا بتقول أنا رجلي ابتدت تورم وكتير من المية ابتدى يتجمع فيها. الحقيقة لفترة من الفترات ال FDA أو منظمة الصحة العالمية للدواء والغذاء قالت إنه النوعين دول من الأدوية بيسببوا نوع من المشاكل في القلب، وكانوا لوقت طويل جدا مش في السوق، ولكن رجعوهم تاني. قالوا حطوا عليهم بس تحذير إنه أي مرضى عندهم مشاكل في عضلة القلب أو مشاكل في وظائف القلب بشكل عام مش من المفضل إن هم يبقوا على الأكتوز والأفاندي. ناقشنا أول عيلة ميتفورمين جلوكوفاج سيدوفاج، اتكلمنا عليهم بشكل كبير. جليبرايد جليبوزايد أميرالد اتكلمنا عليهم وخلصناهم. الأفانديا والأكتوز اتكلمنا عليهم خلصناهم. قلنا لحضراتكم إيه الأعراض الجانبية بتاعتهم، والبيشنتس تحديدا اللي عندهم مشاكل في القلب مش مفروض يستخدموا النوع ده من الأدوية. بكده نكون خلصنا أول 3 عيلات أو 3 أنواع كبيرة من الأدوية. هناخد بريك، نرجع مع حضراتكم نتكلم على الأنواع التانية وهنتكلم على الإنسولين. بفكر حضراتكم تاني أي أسئلة صفحتنا الرئيسية وايت كوت الكرمة TV، أو لو حضراتكم عايزين تتواصلوا مع ضيفنا النهاردة دكتور شمس تقدروا تكلموا الأرقام اللي هتظهر على الشاشة. نشوفكم بعد الفاصل.
Are you tired of being overweight? Do you suffer from diabetes? Do you suffer from hypertension? Do you suffer from obstructive sleep apnea? Do you suffer from hypercholesterolemia? Have you suffered from heart attacks in the past? Strokes in the past? Are you tired of being ostracized in public? Well, I have a solution for you. Robotic bariatric surgery. This can completely change your life. I'm Dr. Bobby Baskerau. I'm a robotic bariatric surgeon. I do robotic weight loss surgery, which can completely change your life. I offer 3 different types of surgeries that can completely change your life: the sleeve gastrectomy, the lap band, and the Roux-en-Y gastric bypass. One thing that's very unique about our program in that we have a dietitian, and you will get counseled on what to eat, what not to eat, and how to optimize the utilization of your tool for good weight loss.
Hi and welcome to the first episode of White Coat. I'm Tamer, Meshel, the host of the new show White Coat.
And people began to drink alcohol as a social lubricant, and from there they began to misuse it, and they abuse it.
Not focus so much on the chemical and think more of the brain. In other words, the person.
Behavioral interventions are crucial. What we have to recognize is a non-judgmental, loving, compassionate support.
The best way to treat addiction is to prevent it, okay? So be very mindful, be educated, work with a doctor that knows what they're prescribed.
I would hope through programs like yours, getting the word out, that people understand it's not that they're bad people, it's just that they're ill.
Take care of your sleep if you want to sleep. Go to bed at about the same time every day.
Most of our communities across the country are struggling in one way or another with drugs. It affects our level of productivity. It affects our kids in schools.
You don't want to take anybody for granted. I mean, Henry and I, for instance, when he does the dishes every night, which he loves to do for some reason, I always thank him.
We can have excellent diabetes control, and we can prevent most complications if we start early enough.
To discontinue any sugary drinks or only have 1 cup a day. Number 2, be aware of your calories.
Thank you for your overwhelming support and your wonderful interaction with White Coat. رجعنا مع حضراتكم في الجزء الأخير من حلقتنا النهاردة. الحقيقة أسئلة كتير جدا. هاخد الأول تليفون ماجدة من كاليفورنيا، وبعدين أرجع أجاوب شوية أسئلة ونرجع نكمل حلقتنا. عندنا كمية أسئلة كتير جدا. ماجدة من كاليفورنيا، حضرتك على الهواء، اتفضلي. هلو.
أيوة.
اتفضلي حضرتك.
أنا عندي سؤال الحقيقة. أنا كنت باخد ميتفورمين الأول، وبعد كده الدكتورة غيرتولي عطتني جونامنت. الجونامنت من ساعة ما خدته قعدت 9 شهور اخده، خلاني نزلت 40 باوند. ال 40 باوند دول انا ما اعرفش نزلتهم ازاي من الجونامنت ولا نزلتهم ازاي، لان من ساعة ما خدته وانا كنت بنزل في الوزن جامد.
اوكي.
فالحقيقة انا مش عارفة، مرات الدكتورة قلت لها انا بنزل في الوزن جامد، راحت مرجعني الميتفورمين تاني، فانا متلخبطة.
اوكي.
هل الجونامنت ده ليه تأثير قوي، ليه سايد افكت بينزل في الوزن؟ هل ليه سايد افكت تاني انا ما اعرفوش؟ فياريت انا بس الاقي اجابه على السؤال.
معلش حضرتك عندك سكر بقالك قد ايه؟
بقالي من 2011.
2011 يعني 7 years تقريبا. اوكي. وقرايات حضرتك عامله ازاي على الاثنين، على الجونامات
انا اخر حاجه كانت 5 اللي هو ال A1C.
اوكي. She has been diabetic for 7 years. She was on metformin. Her doctor switched her to Jonamet. She has been losing weight like crazy, 40 pounds. So she switched her back to metformin. She's asking, is she on the right track or what's going on? Why did she lose like 40 pounds on Jonamet?
Yeah, Jonamet is a class of drug, is actually a combination of the Januvia and metformin. And Januvia is a class that we're going to talk about it shortly. And one of the side effects of that class is weight loss, which in a way it is good for your body. The lower weight you have, you're better control with the blood sugar. But you have to be careful, and I have always told my patient I don't want to have tunnel vision. More than likely is the medication that's causing it, but you have to be considerate of other cause of the weight loss too.
Especially 40 pounds in 1 year.
40 pounds is a lot. I really haven't seen that weight loss with the drugs, so I would be very, very concerned.
About something else.
Something else. Need to check some other problem also.
Okay. ماجدة حضرتك لو سمعنا زي ما دكتور شمس قال انه الجونامات بشكل عام هو دواء فيه نوعين او عيلتين من الادويه، يمكن عيله لسه ما اتكلمناش عليها اللي هو الجانوفيا والميتفورمين. زي ما قال دكتور شمس احيانا الجانوفيا بيسبب انه البيشنت او المريض يفقد وزنه، ولكن 40 باوند ده كتير، ويعني very concerning بالنسبه له انه يبقى في اسباب تانية لفقدان الوزن، وده بيبقى عن طريق اسئله كتير ممكن نسالها. معلش لو حضرتك تسيبي رقم تليفونك في الكنترول روم، هكلم حضرتك بعد الحلقه ونشوف لو في اسباب تانية لفقدان الوزن بشكل عام، لانه ده مهم جدا ان احنا نتكلم فيه. وهروح يعني هكلم حضرتك اوعدك بعد الحلقه نشوف ايه اسباب فقدان الوزن. معانا سؤال تاني من ماري. Mary's asking a question on Facebook. Her mom is 50 years old. She has been diabetic in 2 years. She's taken dimicron 60 milligram. 4 hours, she starts getting hypoglycemic, like very bad, and she's getting headaches, and her blood sugar goes to 80 or 90. And when she's taking 30, which is half of the dose, her fasting blood glucose always 250. So there is no balance. So she's asking, where's the balance point?
This medication is probably sounds to me as a sulfonylurea kind of drug that I said the problem with it is hypoglycemia, and the tolerance is not that good. So, and we can very clearly see that the blood sugar drops and the patient become very anxious, headache, and all these problems.
And with half of the dose, her fasting blood sugar goes up to 250.
250, yes, because it's not really working. So even though when she takes the whole dose and blood sugar is 80 or 90, which is a very good fasting blood sugar, but I think her body is not used to it. It's used to higher level, 200 level, and when it even come to 150 or 120, which is still very high, the body start reacting. You need to be bringing the blood sugar very gradually low. Going down to half a dose that's why the problem goes back to what it was, 250. She doesn't have the headache and problem, but the sugar is not controlled. So the two choices, either A, bring the blood sugar down slowly by going up on the dose slowly, or better yet, change it to different class of drug.
Okay. But which one you recommend better, switching in this case?
If the kidneys are working fine, my first choice would be metformin. Metformin would be a great choice if the kidney function is good, and because you have a better adjustment tool, you can have better tool.
ميري بعتت لنا سؤال عن مامتها، بتقول ان مامتها تقريبا عندها 50 سنة بتاخد دواء اسمه دايمايكرون، وده الحقيقة بيندرج تحت بند الجليبريد او جليبوزايد او اللي احنا ناقشناهم العيلة الثانية. بتقول ان هي لما بتاخد 60 4 ساعات بتدوخ وبتصدع، وزي ما قلنا ده علامة مهمة جدا من علامات انه السكر بينزل. لو نزل اقل من 70 تحت اي ظرف لازم تاخد حاجة مسكرة، لانه ده مهم جدا. بتقول كمان انه هي لما بتنزل ل 30 مللي جرام السكر الصايم بيوصل 250. زي ما دكتور شمس قال، واضح انه ده واحد من الاعراض الجانبية بتاع النوع ده او العيلة دي من الادوية، وبالتالي انه واضح انه الدواء ده مش شغال معاها كويس. عشان كده من الافضل ان احنا نحولها لكلاس تاني او كاتيجوري تاني من الميديكيشن، نخليها تبقى على جلوكوفاج او ميتفورمين، هيبقى حل احسن بالنسبه لها. مش هتشوفي حضرتك اللي هو السكر يا اما يطلع قوي يا ينزل قوي، ده بيبقى عيب كبير من عيوب العيله دي او النوع ده من الادويه. كده خدنا تليفون، خدنا سؤال، نرجع بسرعه لموضوع حلقتنا عشان نلحق نكمل كل انواع ادويه السكر اللي موجوده في السوق. Fourth class Starlix or Brandon. Is it used a lot in the market? Like, do you use it a lot with your patients?
Not really. No, it's not here in the United States. We don't use it as much. It's fairly okay drug. It works by when you eat, it will start working. We used to call it a smart medication because it starts stimulating the pancreas to secrete more insulin. So work fairly fast, and it's very good again postprandial, 2 hours again. I keep going back 2 hours after eating.
So it doesn't touch the fasting blood glucose?
No,
okay.
It does not do that. So consequently, you don't have low blood sugar, hypoglycemia effect that you get with sulfonylurea. So it's still in the market, but it's not as popular as
the other classes. الحقيقه العيله الرابعه اللي موجوده معانا اللي هي حاجه اسمها البراندون والستارليكس. النوعين دول من الادويه زي ما قال دكتور شمس بيشتغلوا بس على السكر اللي بعد الاكل لما بيعلى، ولكن ما بيأثرش خالص على السكر الصايم. عشان كده هو ما بيحبهمش قوي بشكل كبير. فيعني بس احنا حبينا نقولهم ونقول لحضراتكم انه بيشتغلوا اكتر لما السكر بيعلى بعد الوجبات، انما لو البيشنت عنده السكر الصايم هو اللي فيه المشكله. النوعين دول ما بيشتغلوش بشكل كويس قوي. One of the most famous classes now, SGLT2 in Vocana and Farxiga. What's the indications for them, the side effects, how the patient can deal with the side effects?
Yeah, SGLT2s are actually one of my favorite drugs, I think, and they're coming more and more with indication and other positive effect that it have on your body. One thing is, again, I want to go to mechanism of action, and they need to know how does it work. It basically, in the kidney, it's just like a filtering system of the pool. If as it goes, the waste product goes through, the body reabsorbs the sugar. And that's how the mechanism in the kidney works. So this drug goes and blocks that mechanism, so you spill more sugar in the urine, and you just spill it out. So you get rid of the sugar.
Okay.
And that's very important, bringing the sugar down. And also it works in the gut also, preventing the sugar
From being absorbed.
absorption. So when the sugar goes into the urine and secreted out, it takes water along with it too. So consequently, you pee more often, and you lose weight also. With the reason: one, you're not taking enough sugar, which is calorie, you decrease your calorie. Number two, you lose the water, so you lose weight.
And you lose blood pressure with it too.
And absolutely, when the water goes down, your blood pressure goes down. So weight goes down, blood pressure goes down, calorie goes down. That's why these SGLT2 inhibitors are really, really a good drug. I use a lot of Invokana and Farxiga. They really work good, but it does have other side effects also. One of the things is when you lose a lot of, and slide 14 will show that.
Slide 14.
Yeah, increase the, when you have a lot of sugar in your urine, your bladder, you're prone to have infection, urinary tract infection. You have higher urinary tract infection. By losing a lot of water, your kidney function will start going down. That's why it's really important to keep an eye on the kidney function. And you're causing more of the potassium to also follow. You get hypokalemia, low potassium, which have an effect on the heart.
Okay.
So these are great drugs again, but I want everybody to know they have indication, and if you're diabetic, it's a good drug. This is not a weight loss medication.
Okay,
and
that's very good, because people sometimes use it for weight loss.
The price, again, the decision that you make, you pay for the consequence of it. The price that you're going to pay for the wrong is really hard, affecting your kidney, affecting your heart, affecting everything in your body. It is not a weight-losing medication.
And if they abused it, they might need to build an extra bathroom in the house.
Oh, more than, yes, a lot of bathroom. You need to have a lot of bathroom in the house. Yes, that's true.
What about the recurrent UTI for this medication?
Yeah, with the have to be very hygiene is very important. You know, in females they have more prone to get infection because of the anatomy, and as long as you have the good hygiene, you should be okay. My rate of my patient is not that much. I haven't had just maybe few, and that's it. Because again, you need to talk to the doctor and tell him all the signs and symptoms and follow up. It's very important. It's a great medication, and as I said, they're going to have a new indication and stuff that coming out, protective of the heart, cholesterol, and all this. So it's one of my favorite #1 drug to use, SGLT.
Okay. الحقيقه العيله اللي وراها او الكلاس اللي وراه اللي بنسميه الاس جي ال تي 2 دراجز، اللي هم اشهر نوعين فيهم على الاطلاق، الانفوكانا، الفارسيجا، بداوا ينزلوا السوق مؤخرا في الكام سنه الاخيره. والحقيقه ان النوعين دول بيعتمدوا على ان هم ينزلوا السكر في البول بشكل كبير جدا، وبالتالي لما السكر ينزل في البول بيسحب كميه ميه وراه من جسمنا، وطبعا بيخلي البيشنت يدخل التواليت فترات كبيره جدا او مرات كتيره جدا اثناء اليوم. من عيوبه انه بيقلل الضغط معاه، لانه احنا بنفقد كميه كبيره من السوائل، فمهم جدا ان احنا نلاحظ الضغط بشكل عام. حاجه تانية مهمه انه بيسبب التهابات في مجرى البول، لانه لما بننزل كميات كبيره من السكر في البول ده بيبقى زي تغذيه للبكتيريا، وبالتالي بيحصل يعني كتير من التهابات مجرى البول. ولكن بشكل عام زي ما دكتور شمس قال، واحد من احسن الدراجز اللي بتستخدم. كتير من الناس بيستخدموا في حته فقدان الوزن، وانه بينزل كتير من الميه، ويبتدوا بالذات البنات بيستخدموه عشان يقللوا وزنهم بشكل كبير. دكتور شمس نصح وقال انه بلاش نستخدمه للموضوع ده، لانه ممكن يعمل مشاكل وممكن يقلل نسبه البوتاسيوم في الجسم بشكل عام، وبالتالي يبقى له مخاطر على القلب. فبلاش نستخدمه بره الانديكيشنز اللي احنا بنستخدمه بشكل عام فيها، لانه ده مهم جدا جدا. مره تانية فارسيجا وانفوكانا كل مشكلتهم الوحيده انه احيانا بيعملوا التهابات في مجرى البول، احيانا بيوطوا الضغط، وبلاش نستخدمهم في فكره فقدان الوزن. Next class, alpha, the alpha glucosidase inhibitors. Is it used widely too, or?
Alpha, it's again, it is a drug that's available, but it's a fairly good drug also, I have to say, but because of the side effect of it, which is have one of the worst side effects of all the classes, it is very rarely used. It targets the postprandial, which is a good thing. After you eat, it brings the blood sugar, and you can see I keep going back to that. Hey, it's important postprandial. After you eat, your blood sugar have to be low. It's very
and
important.
diarrhea has a very common side effects too.
Not only diarrhea, flaccid, they have a lot
GI.
of gas, GI, diarrhea, and the patient become very embarrassed, and they don't use it. They don't use it. So
because you're hurting yourself and hurting others too.
Yes, people would tend to move away from you, so it's not used much.
الأكربوز أو واحد من الأدوية اللي موجودة في السوق كمان الألفا جلوكوسايديز انهبيتورز ما بيستخدمش قوي لأنه بيسبب مشاكل كتير في الجهاز الهضمي. البيشنت فعلا بيجي يقول أنا حاسس بغازات كتيرة وقت ما كان بيستخدم، فمن فضل حضرتك ما تضرش نفسك ما تضرش غيرك. الدواء ده مش مستخدم كتير، مش هنقف عنده كتير، ولكن العيلة الجاية من الميديكيشن اللي هي الفيكتوزا، البايتا، البايدورين مهمين جدا، بيستخدموا بشكل كبير جدا وموجودين في السوق بشكل كبير جدا وبدأوا بيستخدموا ليتلي. GLP-1 agonist, Victoza, Byetta, Bydureon. When do you put your patient on those class of medication?
Those are good classes also. I like the GLP-1 drugs, and usually if I cannot control my patient with other class, usually it's add-on drugs. It's injectable also, which makes it kind of hard for patient. Psychologically, people don't want to give themselves a shot. It's a fairly good drug. It works with all the other class of drugs, with metformin or sulfonylurea, or so you can always. I use it as an add-on drugs, and it works fairly good. The side effect of it is basically people like it is weight loss. Which again, if you use it in the right way, it's a very good drug, and you can have it. The only thing is you have to be, it's contraindicated if a patient have medullary thyroid cancer. You should not be on these drugs.
هي العيلة اللي وراها 3 أنواع فيكتوزا، بايتا، بايدورين. دول انجكتبلز يعني بيتحقنوا. بعض البيشنتس ما بيحبوهمش قوي لأنه فكرة الحقن مش بتستهواهم، لأنه بيجوا في حقن رائع جدا لأنه بيسيطر على الجلوكوز أو معدلات السكر في الدم، فهي أدوية كويسة جدا. ولكن الحقن بشكل عام هو اللي بيزعج المريض بشكل كبير. بس لو في أي مشكلة في الغدة الدرقية ما بنفضلش إنه البيشنت يتحط على النوع ده من الأدوية. The last class today with oral medication is Januvia and Onglyza. How do you fit them? Which patient is a good candidate for them if they have side effects?
Yeah, that's a class of, we call it DPP4 class, and it's a very good add-on drug, and that's actually my second line. If a patient is on metformin, as the caller earlier called, now it comes in a combination of Januvia and metformin in one pill, so they don't have to take 2 different pills. They can take just 1 pill, and it's a very good add-on with metformin. If I go up on the dose of metformin, the maximum recommended dose, which is 1,000 milligrams twice a day, and blood sugar is still not controlled, my second line, I will add Januvia to it.
And they come in 50 and 100 or 50, 500, 100,000?
Exactly. If you want a combination, 50, 100. And you can, basically your doctor, again, I want to go back to what you're writing it down, documenting, taking your blood sugar, and that's how your doctor can adjust the medication and go up on which dose and stuff.
Okay. هي العيلة الأخيرة من الأدوية اللي موجودة معانا النهاردة قبل ما نناقش فكرة الإنسولين بشكل عام هي الجانوفيا والأونجلايزا. ماجدة كانت معانا من شوية وقالت إن الدكتورة بتاعتها يعني عملت ميكس ما بين الميتفورمين والجانوفيا اللي هو الجونامات بشكل عام. فالجانوفيا والأونجلايزا عيلة من الميديكيشن بنسميها الدي بي بي 4 اجونست لأنه انهبيتورز لأنه دي مهمة جدا. العيلة دي بشكل عام سواء الجانوفيا أو الأونجلايزا بيخلوا البيشنت يفقد وزن كتير، ولكن طبعا مش فكرة ال 40 باوندز اللي احنا سمعناها من شوية، ولكن جزء من السايد افكتس أو الأعراض الجانبية بتاعتها هي فقدان الوزن بصورة كبيرة. عشان كده برضو بعض المرضى بيحبوها جدا. ولكن بشكل عام ده بيبقى كويس ان احنا نقدر نعمل له كومبينيشن مع العيله الثانيه اللي هي الميتفورمين، الجلوكوفاج او السيدوفاج. في ادويه اللي هي الجوناميت بنقدر نعمل لهم ميكس، وده بيدي تحكم افضل للسكر، كمان بيخلي ان انت تفقد جزء من الوزن، وده بيساعد بشكل عام في التحكم في السكر سواء الصايم او سواء اللي بعد الوجبات. بكده نكون خلصنا مع حضراتكم كل تقريبا الحبوب اللي موجوده في السوق. هقول لحضراتكم اسمائهم تاني. العيله الاولى كانت ميتفورمين، جلوكوفاج، سيدوفاج. العيله الثانيه جليبرايد، جليبوزايد، اميريل. العيله الثالثه الافانديا والاكتوز. العيله الرابعه الستارليكس، البراندن، فارسيجا، انفوكانا. كمان ناقشنا الفيكتوزا، البايتا، البايدورين بشكل عام. والعيله الاخيره اللي ناقشناها جانوفيان اونجلايزا. Since we have 4 minutes left, so we'll have like an episode for the insulin by itself.
Yeah.
But I have a question, and that's always we hear this from the patient. Insulin is the end of the world. They don't like to go this route. So what do you advise them today before we discuss like the insulin in a separate episode?
Yeah, that is very important. And actually, when I give lectures to the doctors too, and I don't want my patient thinking that insulin is the end of the world. You know what? No, I'm done. I'm getting to the end of the rope.
I'm in my end stage.
End stage. I'm doomed. I'm going to be gone. Oh my God, what am I going to do? No, absolutely not true. Insulin is your own hormone, and having your own hormone is not bad. You know, it just you were born with it. You have it. This is extra doses of it. So it's not absolutely positive. 100% is not end of the world. The only thing is it's injectable, and that's why it's the last resort, because people don't like to give themselves an injection. And but if it needs be, it is a great, one of the best medication, because it's your natural hormone.
Okay.
It's not a chemical.
So what's the side effects of insulin, just to explain it more?
The biggest side effect is low blood sugar.
Okay.
That is the most dangerous thing. If you're not careful, you don't give you give too much of the insulin, you become hypoglycemic. That is the biggest side effect. And the other side effect is, injection site. If you're not cleaning it, you got infection, the site that you get injection. Those are the other side effects. But the main problem with insulin is hypoglycemia.
Okay. Quick question with insulin here. Akram, he's asking, his doctor put him on insulin, and he's asking him to stay on metformin at the same time. So he's asking, do you think that's a good choice?
I have had a lot of patients, actually, yes. I utilize all the medication, and that's why I wanted the mechanism. I think it's a pretty good choice, because metformin works on the liver, decrease less sugar, because your liver produces sugar, and you need some boost, and that insulin is giving you a boost. It's not unreasonable. I have a lot of patients, and I think that's a good choice to do, yes.
Okay. الحقيقة أكرم أو إكرام، أنا لأنه الاسم مكتوب بالإنجليزي، بس هي بتسأل إنه هي كانت على ميتفورمين، جربت حاجات تانية، وبعدين الدكتور بتاعها حطها على انسولين وقال لها خليكي على الميتفورمين معاه. فبتسأل أو بيسأل إذا ده قرار صح. زي ما دكتور شمس قال إنه كتير من البيشنتس بيبقوا على انسولين وبيبقوا على ميتفورمين أو جلوكوفاج في نفس الوقت. فالحقيقة إنه ده قرار صح جدا وقرار كويس جدا، هيؤدي إنه التحكم في السكر بشكل عام سواء الصايم أو بعد الأكل بساعتين. One last message today for diabetic patient before we discuss the insulin in a separate episode.
The best thing I can say is monitor your blood sugar, and do a fasting blood sugar. As I said, it's really important for your doctor to know. And writing in, the more information you give to your doctor, the better your doctor can help you out. And just write it down, at least one fasting blood sugar and 2 hours after you eat. And every single time you go to your doctor, please write every single medication. Take the list of the medication. It is the best tool for your doctor to have what medication you're taking, how much of it are you taking. And take it to your doctor, let him look at it. And this is a partnership. It's a partnership between you and your doctor, and you have to help the doctor for him or her to be able to help you.
And the doctor will never be against you, because a lot of patients, they think the doctor will never be against you. You're a teamwork with the doctor. You're one team against the disease.
Exactly. You need to just your doctor. You have to look at your doctor as your partner, you know, and it's more important than your spouse,
right,
because he or she is there to help you.
Okay. And diabetes can be the best disease ever.
Remember that the best disease or the worst disease in the universe. It's your choice. The decision you make, you're going to be living with it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shams. It was very informative, with a promise for an episode about insulin by itself.
Insulin is very important. I really like to spend a lot of time for people to know that.
Thank you so much. It was very informative.
Thank you for reminding me.
Thank you so much for your warm support and interaction with White Coat. نشوفكم حلقة جديدة الأسبوع الجاي. نشوفكم على خير إن شاء الله، وحلقة جديدة من White Coat الأسبوع الجاي. استنونا.